Now, from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU 8 Sports.
Well, like Micah just said, it's been raining all day here in Columbia. So let's escape to somewhere where it's sunny and 75. How about Sloan Park in Mesa, Arizona? Cards facing the rival Chicago Cubs in a rare trip out to the Cactus League. Chicago welcoming St. Louis to Arizona with a blast. Seiya Suzuki deep to left center for the solo shot. He's hitting .464 this spring, 1-0 Cubbies. Cubs holding the lead into the sixth until Wilson Contreras, the ex-Cub himself, gets a hold of this one. It's a two-run shot, brand new ball game. We're tied at 3. Then, next inning, ducks on for Brendan Donovan with nobody out. He makes contact here to bring in the go-ahead run. Cards, they go up 4-3 in the 7th. They tally 2 more in the inning and win the game 6-3. It's the 10-year anniversary for TBT, a winner-take-all 64-team single-elimination $1 million tournament, and it's the first year that Mizzou alumni have united for a team. They call it the Show Me Squad, and have players from the likes of Isaiah Mosley, Jonte Porter, and Dre Golston. The Show Me Squad is playing in the round of 64 in Wichita against the UNLV alumni, the Vegas Rebellion. Michael Porter's older brother Jonte getting things started for the squad with a 3 to cut the deficit to 1. Then friend of the Tigers, Kevin Harvey, he'll miss from 3, but Jonte is there. The squad up 45-39 at half. Then straight out of Columbia, Mosley drains the 3 to put the Show Me Squad up double digits. The squad in full control early into the 4th. Criswell will get the pass here and will drain the 3 to put the squad up by 18. The Rebellion will make a push late, but the good guys hold on. It was just 2 seasons ago that Missouri women's basketball shocked the world, upsetting #1 South Carolina 70-69 in overtime. The Tigers, they could use some of that magic tonight, heading into the other Columbia on a 4-game skid. Tigers playing tonight without their leading scorer, Haley Frank. Tigers up 8-7, but not for long. Melissa Fuwili drains the 3 to take the 10-8 lead for South Carolina. They don't look back from there. 20-4 Carolina run before Abby Shrake drills the 3-pointer. 27-15 Carolina, and the Gamecocks extending their lead in the 4th, and Abby Shrake extending her range for the triple. Tigers cut it to 72-32. Shrake finished with 12, but they fall to the nation's best, 83-45. Well, welcome to February, but let's take a second and travel back to November. Mizzou basketball, they're about to start. Energy is high off a resurgent year under head coach Dennis Gates and fresh off the additions of Connor Vanover, Tamara Bates, and Anthony Robinson. It was exhilarating. However, since the season started, the Tigers haven't been able to put it quite together. After falling to Arkansas last night, 91-84, the Tigers extended an 8-game losing streak. In the last 2 months, the Tigers are 2-13 and have yet to win a game in the SEC with an 0-8 record in conference. They face Vanderbilt this Saturday, a team also without an SEC win. Head coach Dennis Gates isn't taking any excuses.
We have to be participants in our own rescue.
Kobe Brown and Demoy Hodge, friends turned enemies, but this time it's heartwarming. The two former Mizzou stars are playing each other out in Vegas in their final summer league game. Brown coming off a 35-point performance which garnered national attention, while Hodge is fighting for a spot on the roster. Brown starting for the Clippers and Hodge starting for the Lakers. Kobe picking up right where he left off. He's going to kick and drill this 3-pointer. That's the first points of the game, and he's looking like a force again early. Brown showing his range again. Bang. The Vegas Tigers fans love it. They'll also love Hodge knocking down a 3 himself. He's got 5, Brown's got 6, but then Brown will get knocked into and roll his ankle. He'll be forced to leave the game, but Hodge will continue to rep the Tigers. He pulls another 3 to take the lead for the Lakers. Then how many times have we seen this? Demoy Hodge, time winding down, hits the 3 to take the lead. Lakers lead in the 3rd, Hodge has 11, and Brown is still out with 6. And it's 1 week till opening day for the Royals as they take on the White Sox and surprise Arizona. Nick Prado up with a runner on 3rd. He punches the gap here. Royals, they're rolling 1-0 good guys after the 1st. Then the White Sox, they come back to tie. But it's Prado again. Full count, drills it out of the yard. 3-1 Royals after 3. But the White Sox, they come all the way back to tie 3-3. Well, the last time Missouri beat Georgia, it was over a decade ago. The year was 2013, and the Tigers won the SEC East. But this year, the Tigers' road to the SEC championship will have to run through Athens. The Bulldogs have held the illustrious AP Poll 1 spot the entire season and will serve as the Tigers' greatest test so far this year. In 2013, 25th-ranked Missouri upset 7th-ranked Georgia through the air and with turnovers. LaDamian Washington tallied 115 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns, and the Tigers' defense came up with 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles to seal the football game. The blueprint for the Tigers to upset Georgia on Saturday will be similar from the likes of Luther Burden, Chris Abrams-Drain, and Darius Robinson. We'll full coverage of the game on our Twitter and KOMU8.com. Eli Drinkwitz has made his reputation known as a coach who can recruit, whether that's showing up to a field in a helicopter or just a conversation. He can reel in talent and did that again today. 4-star linebacker Brian Huff announced a few hours ago that he will be committing to Missouri. The Arkansas native chose Missouri out of a Final Four that included Mizzou, Arkansas, Central Florida, and UNLV. He also received offers from Notre Dame, LSU, and Oklahoma. As a junior, he averaged over 7 tackles a game, making 92 in total. He also forced a fumble and recovered 3 while taking snaps at tight end as well. He'll join a summer recruiting class that includes fellow 4-star lineman Cameron Keys and receiver James Madison II. Huff says that Drink and Missouri's coaching staff was a large reason as to why he decided to join the Tigers.
Thanks, Andrew. We'll check back in. Missouri football visited Nashville this weekend looking to go 5-0. KMU8 sports reporter Jacob Siciliano is down at the stadium in Nashville tonight. Jacob, how's it going out there?
Hey, Avery. Tonight, the Tigers ripped off their 5th consecutive win this season. It's their first 5-0 start since 2013. The last time they came into Vanderbilt ranked back in 2019, they lost. This time, different story, and it's mainly because of Brady Cook. He set the all-time record for passes without an interception in the SEC at 326 attempts. Luther Burden and Theo Weiss Jr. became the first receiving duo to have 100-yard games since Albert Aquimba and Jalen Knox back in 2018. Now the Tigers, they'll return to Columbia to take on number 13 LSU in a game that will be a big test for where they stand at the end of the season. Reporting live in Nashville, Jacob Siciliano, KOMU8 News.
KOMU8 sports reporter Jacob Siciliano is here with more on Brennan Class.
Yeah, Ben, after winning the Lewis and Clark Conference last season, Steve Hopkins, the old head coach, decided to hang it up on top, leaving an opening for a new head coach with a legacy to chase. There's a new voice on the Bulldog gridiron.
Take your anger out on that ground. That's right.
Brennan Class, who spent his 28 years playing and coaching Mid-Missouri football, is preparing for his first home game as coach of the Harrisburg Bulldogs.
It'll be exciting, you know, there's nothing like a home crowd.
Class took over last year's Lewis and Clark championship team from Steve Hopkins, who retired last winter and is now confident in his new replacement.
I mean, I'm very glad he was chosen. Don't get me wrong. I think he's an excellent up-and-coming young head coach.
Since taking the job, Class says he relies heavily on his assistant coaches.
Hey, we got empty.
He also has a secret weapon.
Is that it?
His dad.
It's really great just because I can call him, text him, whatever.
Pete Class coached football in Macon for 17 years, coaching with his son for a total of 8 years. Pete is now retired, but has left a legacy that his son wants to emulate.
They always ask, you know, hey, you're Pete's kid and all that, and they tell me all the things of the interactions they've had with him, and normally, you know, it's great things, and I just kind of want to live up to that, you know.
So far, Harrisburg's season hasn't started as scripted, dropping games to Cabul and Clark County, but Hopkins thinks those wins will start stacking in time.
Change is good. Change will produce growth. But it's going to require real buy-in from those young kids, and it's going to require Coach just himself to continue to grow, which he will.
And the Bears taking on the Chargers in Sunday Night Football. Right now, the Chargers are leading the Bears 27-7 in the third. You can catch the rest of that game if you want on NBC. And that's sports.